Good evening and welcome. I will now call the special board meeting of November 17th, 2025 to order. The Durham District School Board acknowledges many Indigenous nations have long-standing relationships, both historic and modern. Today, this area is home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island. We acknowledge that the Durham region forms a part of the traditional and treaty territory of the Mississaugas of Scugog Islands First Nation, the Mississaugas people, and the treaty territory of the Chippewa of Georgina Islands First Nation. It is on these ancestral and treaty lands that we teach, learn, and live. Are there any declarations of interest? Seeing none, there are no declarations of interest at this time. Can I please have a mover and seconder to approve the agenda as distributed? Thank you, Trustee Cowie, and thank you, Trustee Cunningham. Thank you. All in favour? The agenda is now approved as distributed. We have one recommendation on our agenda this evening, and I will turn it over to Associate Director David Wright. The recommended action is the financial process and 2024 to 2025 financial statements.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Through you, Madam Chair, it is my pleasure to welcome and introduce Melissa Durward, Senior Finance Manager, who will be presenting the report this evening.
Thank you, and through you, Chair. Tonight's report is being brought to the Board of Trustees to provide an overview of the financial process and to present the 2024-2025 financial statements for approval. It's also being provided in response to compliance requirements outlined in the Ontario Education Act and under OREG 36110. In Section 5, we've provided an outline of the layers of financial governance. There are three main layers: the Education Finance Committee, the Audit Committee, and the Board of Trustees. We've also given some descriptions of the role that all of the parties play in the financial process. And I just wanted to highlight on page 4 of the report that we are in the final stage of the financial reporting cycle for the 2024-2025 fiscal year. Attached in Appendix A to tonight's report are the audited financial statements for the year ended August 31st, 2025. I'm very pleased to report that the board received a clean audit opinion again this year. Outlined in Section 6, we have some of the key figures in the financial statements: financial assets, liabilities, and non-financial assets, total revenues of $1.127 billion, total expenses $1.136 billion, and I'll also draw your attention to some of the significant items found in the notes to the financial statements. At the November 6th Audit Committee meeting, a motion was approved to recommend the financial statements to the Board of Trustees for approval, and tonight's recommended action can be found under item number 10 in the report this evening. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Senior Manager Melissa Durward. Are there trustees willing to move and second the recommendation included in the report? Thank you, Trustee Arsenault. Thank you, Trustee Jacula. Discussion and debate of the motion is now open. I would like to offer the first speaking opportunity to the Trustee Arsenault as the mover of the motion. Are there any questions? Trustee Cunningham? Oh, sorry, Trustee Edwards.
It's not a question, but I appreciate that, we again have a clean audited statement, which basically we've had for several years, and it goes to show the financial prudence and of the board and staff, and I appreciate that. I cannot go without commenting though, when we still have to use reserves to cover basically expenses that we have no control over, like basically sick leave and basically interest on education development charges, as well as a few other things. So again, and then we are withdrawing from our basically reserves to cover some of these things. And, you know, right now, I've looked at over the years, as far as reserves are concerned, and we continue to dip in. We're the lowest we've had in basically 4 years. And it is a concern around what boards have to do because they don't receive the funds from the ministry. And so I just had to make that comment because I know that when we were looking at capital projects, we've got some submissions in again, and the ministry particularly says that they want to ensure that boards are shovel ready. That means we have the funds and the reserves to purchase the land and so forth. And we're at the maximum limit of our spending, of basically our borrowing as well. So I just, you know, again, kudos for staff and the decisions that are made on this board to ensure that we have a balanced budget and that we can do that. But I don't know how much more we can do to squeeze this on in future budgets. Thank you.
Seeing no further requests to speak, are we ready to vote on the motion before us? Trustee Morton.
Thank you. I don't have a question. I do have a comment. To Melissa and your team, I want to say thank you for the amazing work that you do. Your diligent efforts are greatly appreciated. And I know that you have faced challenges in the last year, and you have overcome those challenges. So, merci beaucoup, Megwich. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Morton. Seeing no further requests to speak, are we ready to vote on the motion before us? All those in favour? Any opposed? Thank you. That motion is carried. Seeing no further business, can I please have a mover and seconder to adjourn this meeting? Trustee Edwards? Trustee Oldfield? All in favour? Thank you. This meeting is now adjourned.
Good evening and welcome to the November 17th, 2025 Organizational Board meeting of the Durham District School Board. I will be presiding officer until the point in the agenda where we elect the chair for the coming year. We begin in a good way with the land acknowledgement. The Durham District School Board acknowledges that many Indigenous nations have long-standing relationships, both historic and modern, with the territories upon which our school board and schools are located. Today, this area is home to many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island. We acknowledge that the Durham region forms a part of the traditional and treaty territory of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, the Mississauga peoples, and the treaty territory of the Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation. It is on these ancestral and treaty lands that we teach, learn, and live. At this point, I'll turn to Trustee Donna Edwards to open us off and introduce our O Canada. Trustee Kelly Miller will thank the performers at the end, so I will turn it to Trustee Edwards.
Good evening, everyone. Please join me in welcoming Owen Fisher-Wilkes, a grade 12 student at Pickering High School, who will be performing O Canada for us tonight. Owen has been part of the vocal music program at Pickering High School since grade 9, singing in Concordia Concert Choir, Euphonics Show Choir, the vocal classes, and performing as Donkey in Shrek the Musical last year. He also won Outstanding Member of the Year for Euphonics Show Choir in 2023. Please stand for O Canada.
Thank you, Owen, for your performance this evening and for all the effort that has gone into preparing. Staff at your school shared that you are a valued leader in the PHS program, and we are grateful to have seen you in your leadership in action today. We hope you will join us in the future for another wonderful performance.
Thanks again. And so now we ask for any declaration of interest. Are there any declarations of interest at this time? Seeing none, I will move to the adoption of the agenda. The agenda has been provided, and I'd like to ask for a mover and a seconder to approve the agenda as distributed. Trustee Thatcher, Trustee Jackula, thank you. All those in favor? Thank you. We now have an approved agenda. The election of the chair of the Board of Trustees is conducted in accordance with the process outlined in the board's bylaws. Following the election, a brief recess will take place, and the chair will preside over the remainder of this meeting. When 2 or more trustees are nominated and agree to stand for a position, each shall be given an opportunity to speak to their candidacy before voting begins by confidential ballot. The candidate receiving a majority vote shall be declared the chair. We have a full board of trustees present at this meeting. Every member present must register a vote in each round of the election in order to ensure the vote counts are accurate. Members may choose either the name of a candidate or an abstention. A majority vote is 7. Do I have it correct? 7. Voting will take place using confidential paper ballots. In the event of more than 2 candidates, and if no candidate has received a majority of votes, the candidate receiving the fewest votes will be dropped from the ballot, and another vote will take place, including the remaining candidates. In the event that there are 2 candidates and there is a tie, a second vote will take place. And if there is still a tie, there will be a drawing of lots to determine who the successful candidate will be. If only one candidate self-nominates or is nominated and agrees to stand, they are acclaimed to the role. I have asked General Counsel Patrick Cotter and the student trustees to serve as arbiters to review and confirm the votes. Now, I will open for nominations for the position of chair of the board. Do we have nominations? Trustee Oldfield?
I'd like to nominate Trustee Brown.
Thank you, Trustee Oldfield. Trustee Brown, do you accept the nomination?
I accept the nomination.
Thank you, Trustee Brown. Do we have further nominations for the role of chair? Trustee Miller?
I'd like to self-nominate.
Trustee Miller, you're self-nominating. And a third time, do we have any nominations for the role of chair? Okay, thank you. And so we do have 2 trustees who are standing for the role of chair, Trustee Brown and Trustee Miller. As I indicated in my earlier comments, the candidates who are running for roles will have an opportunity to speak, going in alphabetical order by last name. Trustee Brown, you will speak first, and you have 4 minutes.
Thank you and good evening. It is an honor to stand before you as a candidate for chair of this board. This role is not just about leadership. It's about service, compassion, and our shared belief in the power of public education to change lives. Throughout my time on this board, I have been guided by 3 principles: respect, collaboration, and inclusion. These values remind me that leadership starts with listening, that every voice matters, and that we are strongest when we work together. We are facing a time of uncertainty, with conversations about the potential elimination of elected trustees. Yet, it is in these moments that our unity and integrity matters the most. We must continue to show the importance of trustee leadership through our actions by serving with empathy, courage, and commitment to the communities that put their trust in us. As the chair, I will lead with integrity and heart, ensuring every trustee feels valued, every perspective is respected, and equity remains at the center of all of our decisions. Together, we can face uncertainty with strength, lead with compassion, and continue to make a meaningful difference for every student and every family that we serve. Thank you for your trust and support.
Thank you, Trustee Brown. Trustee Miller?
Colleagues and friends, today I come before you with a heart full of hope and a spirit ready for the work ahead. I ask you for your support to accept my nomination to be your chair. As we step into our final year together, I see us as a team of leaders that can shift the narrative from limited and challenged leaders to powerful and possible. We have the strength, the resilience, and the passion to redefine what's achievable. We can move beyond barriers that once seemed insurmountable and embrace a future where possibilities abound. Embracing the opportunity to see ourselves differently, see ourselves better together, one small change at a time. I believe in utilizing our individual strengths to lift each other up, to inspire confidence, and to build a collective momentum that fuels our shared vision. When we stand in unity and solidarity, we create power to break barriers and make real change. And that power comes from us working together, driven by a common purpose. It's about believing in each other's potential and trusting in our collective voice. I promise to stand with you through the challenging times, to face tough decisions with equity and fairness, always committed to doing what's just and what's best for our community. I will listen deeply, act passionately, and lead with integrity. Together, we can shift the story. We can turn our challenges into opportunities, and together, we build a team that reflects our highest hopes, one small change at a time. I ask you and thank you for your acceptance of my nomination to be your ally, your support, and your chair.
Thank you, Trustee Miller. At this time, as we prepare to vote, I'll just reiterate a few of the expectations and what will happen. So we will have staff deliver a ballot to each trustee. Once the voting takes place, staff will collect the ballots and the ballot counters will go into the next room to review and confirm. General Counsel will advise trustees of the results and how to proceed, either by indicating a majority has been achieved and a candidate elected, or that a tie has taken place and the ballot will be recast, or there's no clear majority and the candidate with the fewest votes will be dropped and the ballot recast. So we'll ask at this time, trustees, you have received your ballots, to mark your ballot, and they will be collected by staff and counted in the next room. Thank you, Council Cotter and staff. I'd like to congratulate Trustee Brown. You have been elected as chair. At this time, we will recess for a few minutes so that Trustee Brown is able to take the place of chair, and we will resume in 2 minutes or so with the rest of our meeting.
Thank you. This meeting is now reconvened following a brief recess. I'd like to express gratitude to my colleagues of the board for their confidence in me as chair for the coming year. We'll continue the agenda with item number 7, which is the election of the Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees. Nominations for this position of Vice Chair of the Board are now open. The Vice Chair of the Board also fills the role of Chair of Standing Committee. Are there any nominations? Trustee Jackula.
I'd like to nominate Deb Oldfield.
Trustee Oldfield.
I stand with thanks to my nominator.
Trustee Miller.
I'd like to self-nominate.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask a third time, and if there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nomination is closed. Trustee Linton?
I'd like to self-nominate.
Thank you, Trustee Linton. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time if there are no further nominations. I will declare the nominations are closed. Candidates now have the opportunity to speak to their nomination. Trustee Linton.
Thank you. And going to reiterate a lot of what we've heard already. Just we're in a year of uncertainty, but what I have seen over the last year is a lot more camaraderie, lots more working together, and a lot more of a collegial atmosphere. And the opportunity to feed into that is extremely appealing to me. I've seen us work with more integrity, trust amongst each other, and we truly feel that under the leadership of the current chair and the previous vice chair, we're moving in the right direction. So this is an opportunity again to feed into this, and excited to be able to put my name forward.
Thank you. Trustee Miller, please go ahead if you wish to speak to your nomination.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to briefly say, since I've already spoken, is that I'm excited for this last year of our term, and I am looking forward to continuing to work with all of you. And I would be very appreciative if to continue to support and work alongside each other collaboratively.
Thank you. Trustee Oldfield, please go ahead if you wish to speak to your nomination.
Thank you, and through you, Chair. As we head into our 4th year together, I just want to say how much I appreciate working with all of you. For the past 2 years, you've trusted me as Vice Chair, and I'm really grateful for that support. I've valued the role, and I hope you feel you've gotten to know my approach and the steady way in which I try to support the board and the chair. I'm putting my name forward again tonight because I'd like to continue that work, and I hope I've earned your continued confidence.
Thank you. We will now proceed with the vote, and I will ask staff to deliver a ballot to each trustee. Congratulations, Trustee Oldfield. You have been elected as Vice Chair of the Board, and we'll move on to the next agenda item. Nominations for the position of Vice Chair of the Committee of the Whole Standing are now open. Trustee Cunningham?
Thank you. I will self-nominate.
Thank you. Are there any more nominations? Trustee Edwards?
I'd like to nominate Trustee Miller.
Trustee Miller?
Thank you to my nominator. I accept the nomination.
Trustee Miller?
Thank you to my nominator. I accept the nomination.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for the third time. If there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Candidates will now have the opportunity to speak to their nominations. Trustee Cunningham.
Thank you. I actually had not planned to put my name forward for anything tonight, but I was inspired by the speeches I heard about how we are in a time of great transition and how now is a time for us to all come together. That really resonated with me, and I think that's something that I'd very much like to be a part of. I think it's important to have strong chairs in the role who can help build that consensus and build that teamwork, and I think that's something that I've done as vice chair standing before, as well as chair of governance. And I think I would really like to be involved in bringing people together on those in-camera meetings for the standing committee meeting. I think I've shown a commitment to the board. I think I've shown a commitment to the people on the board, working together as a team, working as individuals, and I would really like the chance to stand for you as vice chair committee of the whole. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Miller, please go ahead if you wish to speak to your nomination.
Thank you, Chair Brown. I have no further comments.
Thank you. We will now proceed with the vote, and I will ask staff to deliver a ballot to each trustee. Trustee Pinello, you have a point of order.
Yes, Chair, thank you. Through you. I just wanted to inquire if it would be beneficial and possible for us to hand out ballots for all of the positions to trustees so that we can grab one as we need it and then file it, just for the sake of staff not having to do so many laps around the table. Thank you.
We'll coordinate that on the next break. Thank you. whatever you call it.
Congratulations, Trustee Miller. You have been elected as Vice Chair of the Committee of the Whole Standing. We will move to the next agenda item. This is for membership establishment of the Education Finance Committee. All trustees are eligible to be members of the Education Finance Committee. Individual trustees must opt in to be a voting member of this committee. Quorum for all meetings of this committee is required, and the required number of members to achieve quorum will be confirmed once membership is established. Please raise your hand if you wish to be a member of the Education Finance Committee. Can the recording secretary please confirm membership and quorum for this committee? Can we please use our place cards as an indicator? Thank you. Recording Secretary Gillian.
Thank you. Through you, Chair. Membership of the Education Finance Committee is confirmed as Trustee Michelle Arsenault, Tracy Brown, Chad Cowie, Emma Cunningham, Donna Edwards, Kelly Miller, Carolyn Morton, Christine Thatcher. Quorum of this committee is set at 5.
Thank you. We will now move on to the next agenda item. Election of Chair of the Education Finance Committee. Nominations for this position of Chair of the Education Finance Committee are now open. Trustee Morton.
I will self-nominate.
Trustee Thatcher.
I will self-nominate, Chair.
Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time, and if there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Candidates will now have an opportunity to speak to their nomination. Trustee Morton, please go ahead if you wish to speak to your nomination.
Thank you. People who know me well realize that I firmly believe that actions speak louder than words, so I will be brief. I have served as a trustee for the past 15 years. And during that time, I have served as chair and vice chair, but many of those years I served as chair of finance. I've thoroughly enjoyed that role and feel that we have always achieved a great level of success. That is because of the hard work and the diligent efforts of many people. I am thankful, and I will let my actions speak for me. Thank you.
Trustee Thatcher, please go ahead if you wish to speak to your nomination.
Thank you, Chair. In the 7 years that I have been a trustee, I have sat on the Finance Committee for all of those years. I've not yet chaired the committee, and I would like to have the opportunity to do that. because I feel there's some innovative opportunities available. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now proceed with the vote. The ballot is the position of Chair, Education Finance Committee. Trustee Thatcher? I believe it's the whole board. I'll double check to confirm.
Yes, Chair Brown. Practice at the board has been to stay in the board meeting and to run the memberships at the board meeting and through the board. So that would be, as we're still in a board meeting, we haven't moved into committee meeting, all members of the board are obviously able to vote.
Congratulations, Trustee Morton. You have been elected as Chair of the Education Finance Committee. We will now move on to the next agenda item. Election of the Vice Chair of the Education Finance Committee. Nominations for this position of Vice Chair of the Education Finance Committee are now open. Trustee Edwards?
I will self-nominate. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time, and if there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Congratulations, Trustee Edwards. You have been acclaimed and voting is not required for this position. We will move on to the next agenda item. Membership Establishment Governance and Policy Committee. All trustees are eligible to be members of the Governance and Policy Committee. Individual trustees must opt in to be a voting member of this committee. Quorum for all meetings of this committee is required, and the required number of members to achieve quorum will be confirmed once membership is established. Please raise your hand if you wish to be a member of the Governance and Policy Committee. Can the recording secretary please confirm membership and quorum for this committee? Recording secretary?
Thank you, Chair. Membership of the Governance and Policy Committee is confirmed as Trustee Arsenault, Trustee Brown, Trustee Cowie, Trustee Cunningham, Trustee Edwards, Trustee Jackula, Trustee Linton, Trustee Miller, Trustee Morton, Trustee Oldfield, Trustee Pinello, Trustee Thatcher, and quorum of this committee is set at 7.
Thank you. We will move on to the next agenda item. Election of the Chair of the Governance and Policy Committee. Nominations for this position of Chair of the Governance and Policy Committee are now open. I will go to Trustee Oldfield.
Thank you. I'd like to nominate Trustee Pinello.
Thank you. Trustee Pinello.
I would like to decline with thanks to my nominator.
Trustee Miller.
I'd like to self-nominate.
Thank you. Are there any more nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time. If there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations are closed. Congratulations, Trustee Miller. You have been acclaimed and voting is not required for this position. We will move on to the next agenda item. Election of Vice Chair of the Governance and Policy Committee. Nominations for the position of Vice Chair of the Governance and Policy Committee are now open. Trustee Miller?
I'd like to nominate Trustee Edwards.
Trustee Edwards?
Thank you for the nomination, Trustee Miller, and I accept.
Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time, and if there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Congratulations, Trustee Edwards. You have been acclaimed and voting is not required for this position. We will move on to the next agenda item. This is Membership Establishment, the Director of Education Performance Appraisal Committee. All trustees are eligible to express interest in being a member of the Director of Education Performance Appraisal Committee. However, membership is required to be not fewer than 3 and not more than 7. If more than 7 trustees raise their hands, confirmation of membership will take place via confidential ballot. Individual trustees must opt in to be a voting member of this committee. Please note that the term of the membership for this committee will not begin until the current cycle is completed at the end of June 2026. Please raise your hand if you wish to be a member of the Director of Education Performance Appraisal Committee.
Thank you, Chair. Membership of this committee is confirmed as Trustee Brown, Trustee Edwards, Trustee Linton, Trustee Miller, Trustee Morton, and Trustee Thatcher. Quorum for this committee is set at 4.
Thank you. We will now move to the next agenda item. Election of the Chair of the Director of Education Performance Appraisal Committee. Nominations for the position of Chair of the Director of Education Performance Appraisal Committee are now open. As a reminder, the term will not begin until the current cycle of the committee is completed at the end of June. Trustee Morton?
Thank you. I self-nominate.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time, and if there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Trustee Miller?
I'd like to nominate Trustee Cunningham. Oh, sorry. She's not on the committee.
Thank you. Trustee Cunningham is actually not on the committee.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations, Trustee Morton. You have been acclaimed, and voting is not required for this position. We'll move on to the next agenda item. Membership establishment of the Board Self-Assessment Committee. All trustees are eligible to be members of the Board Self-Assessment Committee. Individual trustees must opt in to be a voting member of this committee. Quorum for all meetings of this committee is required, and the required member of members to achieve quorum will be confirmed once membership is established. Please note that the term of membership for this committee will not begin until the current cycle is completed at the end of June 2026. Raise your hand if you wish to be a member of the Board Self-Assessment Committee. Can the recording secretary please confirm membership and quorum for this committee? I will now ask the recording secretary to confirm membership and quorum for this committee.
Thank you, Chair. Membership of this committee is confirmed as Trustee Edwards, Trustee Linton, Trustee Miller, Trustee Morton, and quorum for this committee is set at 3.
Thank you. Nominations for the position of Chair of the Board Self-Assessment Committee are now open. As a reminder, the term will not begin until the current cycle of the committee is completed at the end of June 2026. Trustee Miller?
I'd like to nominate Trustee Edwards.
Thank you. Trustee Edwards?
Thank you for the nomination, but I think I'm going to decline. Thank you.
Are there any more nominations? Trustee Edwards?
I'd like to nominate Trustee Linton, please.
Trustee Linton?
Thank you, I accept.
Thank you. Trustee Miller?
I'd like to self-nominate.
Thank you, Trustee Miller. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time, and if there's no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. We will now go to vote. Would either person like to speak to the nomination? Thank you. We will now proceed with the vote and ask if staff to deliver, or you have the ballot to each trustee. Congratulations, Trustee Linton. You have been elected as Chair of the Board Self-Assessment Committee. We will move on to the next agenda item. Nominations for the position of Vice Chair of the Board Self-Assessment Committee are now open. As a reminder, the term will not begin until the current cycle of the committee is completed at the end of June 2026. Are there any nominations? Trustee Edwards?
I will nominate, I would like to nominate Trustee Miller.
Trustee Miller, do you accept the nomination? Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time, and if there's no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Congratulations, Trustee Miller. You have been acclaimed, and voting is not required for this position. We will move on to the next agenda item. Nominations for the position of Student Trustee Mentor are now open. Trustee Linton?
I'd like to nominate Trustee Pinello.
Trustee Pinello?
I'll accept with thanks to my nominator.
Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time, and if there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Congratulations, Trustee Pinello. You have been acclaimed, and voting is not required for this position. We will move on to the next agenda item. We're moving on to Chair Designate DSTS Governance Committee. Nominations for this position of Chair Designate on the DSTS Governance Committee are now open. Trustee Edwards?
I will self-nominate.
Trustee Arsenal?
I'd like to nominate Deb.
Trustee Oldfield, or Vice Chair Oldfield? Do you accept the nomination?
I will accept the nomination. Thank you.
Thank you. I would also like to nominate Trustee Morton. Do you accept the nomination? Okay. Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time. If there's no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Candidates will now have an opportunity to speak to their nomination. And I will go to Trustee Edwards.
Thank you. As a trustee that has sat around this table for basically now going on 16 years, I have advocated around student transportation a long time. I've sat through where we moved to yellow school buses for the secondary students. I have advocated frequently within my own community around access to transportation. I also understand the shortfall of funding around transportation. But also from my work experience, I was a GIS manager, understanding routing of basically public transportation and emergency services. So I bring a variety of knowledge around there between budgets and access to transportation, both on the public, through the public transportation, as well as the history of the board around the table. I would really welcome to represent the voice of students and parents on, and this board table on DSTS. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Chair Oldfield.
Thank you. I hadn't anticipated running for this, but I think that as the chair's designate as vice chair, that is sort of a natural role, so it makes sense to me that I would also take on this role at the DSTS governance. I feel very strongly, as I think everyone does around this board, about the issues that we face with busing. And I certainly can guarantee you that I would sit on that committee and bring up the concerns that we have, the experiences that our families are having, and look to finding ways to make things better for everybody going forward. And yeah, I listen to what the board has to say and all the things that we hear on a daily basis from parents and families. Thanks.
Thank you. We will now proceed with the vote. Congratulations, Trustee Oldfield. You have been elected as Chair Designate of the DSTS Governance Committee. We'll move on to the next agenda item. This is for the nominations for the 3 SEAC members' positions are now open. Trustee Miller?
I'd like to self-nominate.
Thank you. Trustee Edwards?
I'd like to self-nominate.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? We need a 3rd person for this committee. Are there any further nominations?
Chair Brown, just confirming that the SEAC regulations do require that a board of this size must have 3 trustee members on SEAC.
Trustee Linton?
I'll self-nominate.
Thank you. Thank you very much, trustees. We have 3 members. It's the Supervised Alternative Learning Committee, 2 members, 2 alternate members. Nominations for the 2 SAL member positions are now open. Trustee Arsenal?
I'd like to nominate Carolyn Morton.
Thank you. Trustee Morton? Do you accept the nomination?
I accept, and then I would like to nominate Trustee Arsenal.
Trustee Arsenal, do you?
Yes, I accept.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a 3rd time, and if there's no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Thank you, Trustee Morton, and thank you, Trustee Arsenal. We will now elect the Supervised Alternate Learning Committee 2 alternate members of this. Nominations for the 2 alternate SAL member positions are now open. Trustee Edwards?
I will self-nominate, God, thank you.
It's been a long night. Thank you, Trustee Edwards. Trustee Miller?
I'd like to nominate Trustee Thatcher.
Trustee Thatcher, do you accept the nomination? Thank you, Trustee Thatcher. Are there any more nominations? Thank you, Trustee Edwards and Trustee Thatcher. We are now moving to nominations for the PIC members are now open. Trustee Cunningham.
Thank you. I would like to nominate Stephen Linton.
Thank you. Trustee Linton, do you accept the nomination?
I do humbly and thank.
Trustee Linton, could you please repeat?
I do thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? If there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Congratulations, Trustee Linton, you have been acclaimed, and the voting is not required for this position. We will now elect the Parent Involvement Committee alternate member. Nominations are now open. Trustee Pinello.
Thank you, Chair. Through you, I'll self-nominate.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for the third time. If there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Congratulations, Trustee Pinello. You have been acclaimed and voting is not required for this position. Nominations for 2 positions of the Anti-Black Racism Advisory Committee are now open. Are there any nominations? Trustee Linton.
I'd like to nominate Chair Brown.
I accept your nomination. I would like to nominate Trustee Linton.
Sit.
Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time, and if there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nomination closed. Congratulations, Trustee Linton and Trustee Brown. You have been elected as members of the Anti-Black Racism Advisory Committee, and we will move on to the next agenda item. Nominations for the 2 positions of Human Rights Advisory Committee members are now open. Trustee Cunningham?
Thank you. I will self-nominate.
Thank you. Trustee Pinello?
Thank you, Chair. I'll self-nominate.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for a third time, and if there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. So congratulations, Trustee Cunningham, and congratulations, Trustee Pinello. You have been elected as a member of the Human Rights Advisory Committee. We will move on to the next agenda item. Election of OBSPA Board of Directors member and voting director. Nominations for this position of OBSPA Board of Directors member and voting director are now open. As a reminder, the term of this position will begin in June 2026. Trustee Cunningham?
Thank you. I would like to nominate Dawn Edwards.
Thank you. Trustee Edwards, do you accept the nomination?
I accept.
Thank you. Trustee Miller?
I'd like to self-nominate.
Thank you, Trustee Miller. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for the third time. If there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Candidates will now have an opportunity to speak to their nomination. Trustee Edwards.
Thank you. I've had the privilege to represent this board at the OBSPA table for many years. This is a provincial organization that basically we lend our voice to provincial issues, and it does require, usually meets basically 4 times a year, and usually meets in person, but I know some of them are being moved to virtually on weekends. And I proudly sit also as on the policy committee as well. I basically do a lot of research in ensuring informed and talking to colleagues across the province around issues at the table. And again, as I said, I've represented the board for quite a long time, and I hope to represent the board again. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Edwards. Trustee Miller?
Thank you, Chair. I would like to decline my nomination for the voting director.
Thank you, Trustee Miller. Congratulations, Trustee Edwards. You have been acclaimed, and the voting is not required for this position. We will move on to the next agenda item. Election of OBSPA Board of Directors member and alternate voting director. Nominations for this position of OBSPA Board of Directors member and alternate voting director are now open. As a reminder, the term of this position will begin in June 2026. We'll go to Trustee Edwards.
I'd like to nominate Trustee Miller.
Thank you. Trustee Miller, do you accept the nomination?
So I accept this nomination. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? I will ask for the third time, and if there are no further nominations, we'll declare the nominations closed. Congratulations, Trustee Miller. You have been elected as OBSPA Board of Directors member and alternate voting director. We'll move on to the next agenda item. I would like to move a motion or ask for a motion to destroy the used ballots from today's organisational meeting of the board. I need a mover and a seconder. Vice Chair Oldfield, Trustee Cowie. All in favour? The motion has passed. I will now move to the adoption of resolutions from the Committee of the Whole in-camera meeting of November 17th, 2025, regarding trustee absences authorisation. There have been no absence requests brought forward for this evening, therefore no further action is required on this, and we will move on to the next item. Approval of the Board and Standing Committee meeting dates of 2026. The draft Board and Standing Committee meeting dates are included in page 1 of the agenda package. Can I please have a mover and seconder to approve these dates? Thank you, Trustee Jacula. Thank you, Trustee Linton. Are there any questions from trustees on those dates? Okay. All those in favour? Any opposed? Thank you. That motion is carried. We have one information item on the agenda this evening. The trustee attendance records for the period of December 2nd, 2024 to November 3rd, 2025. Are there any questions from trustees? Seeing none, I would like to now turn it over to Director Camille Williams-Taylor.
Thank you, Chair, and through you, I just wanted to take this opportunity to recognize that this is the last in-person meeting of Michelle Giroux, who has been acting in the place of Senior Manager of Public Affairs Communications. I know that she's worked actively with many of the board members here, and while it is that Michelle will join us in governance in an online capacity for a future meeting, it is our last official meeting with us in person, and so I just wanted to make a public vote of thanks for the time that she has spent with the team here. Additionally, and in concert, it is also an opportunity to welcome our permanent Senior Manager of Public Affairs Communications to the role. Galen Eagle is joining us for our first meeting, his first meeting with us in person. And so both a thank you to Michelle and a welcome to Galen this evening.
Can I please have a mover and seconder to adjourn this meeting? Trustee Cowie, Trustee Miller, all those in favour? Thank you. The meeting is now adjourned.